You know, one other thing though, and I think it's worth mentioning that I've been talking with the team at Pickleball Vision, which I think you know a little bit about.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, I love those guys.
and that's, I'm really excited to, like, I've been using that platform a little bit, which is sweet because so many of the things that we're talking about are mostly anecdotal. Like, I'm pretty sure that the drive is better for me.
100%.
And like, and
Right.
you're an analytical guy, so you know, but like that platform is so cool because, and it's still being developed, but it gives you, it's going to give you the facts. And so I know they're still developing it and it's going to be coming out soon, but I'm really excited for that to, like, I don't know, just get all of the facts that you can show amateurs to just prove things to them. You know, like, because it gives you those, it gives you the, it's AI, it gives you the information immediately. And so you're like, oh, shoot, like our average rally in this match was 4.6. Maybe I don't need to work on my dinking next time I go to the courts. You know, like I haven't hit a dink in a month because we just work on serves, returns, thirds, fourths, and fifths, you know? So there's just so many different ways to get better. But yeah, that's
Exactly. I mean, something like I think Picklemart Analytics worked with Pickleball Vision, and they found that, what would you guess is the number one hit shot? What is the most common shot of serve, return, dinks, volleys, transition zone
in a full match. I would say a serve.
in a full match?
So you're going to hit a serve every time.
So number one is dinks, just kitchen play dinking. That is the most commonly hit shot.
The most common.
What's number two?
Define that again. What do you mean by
highest volume of shot hit in a given
highest volume
match.
of shot. Okay, yeah, dinks.
So like, yes, serve, you're gonna hit one serve per point,
sure.
right? So like, yes, there's a serve every point, and there might not be a dink every point, but you might get 10 dinks in 1 point and throw off that ratio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. So you said what's the second most common? Like, would a speed up be actually that wouldn't be that common because it would probably end the point, or a counter. Mm-hmm. A reset, is that defined as?
Kind of. Second most was anything from that transition zone, transition zone area. And so like that's something that is probably the least hit shot or practice shot in pickleball. And it's the second most hit shot in matches, right?
Yeah.
Which is wild. It's something that, like, anecdotally, like, all right, you should work on your thirds, you should work on your kitchen play. Yeah, you probably need to be competent in the transition zone, but like you would never think that in amateur play it's the second most commonly hit shot. But these guys are getting the numbers on it. So like, yeah, that stuff really, really excites me as well. And I think, we have Real Clear Stats, we have Pickleball Vision, but what Pickleball Vision does, they're in two different lanes. Real Clear Stats is summarizing some of the important stuff that happens. Winners, unforced errors, percentage of time getting to the kitchen. Like, it is the statistics that we need. But then Pickleball Vision is actually going one step deeper and doing shot level data rather than summary level data, which means, like, okay, when you hit your backhand dink to their backhand dink, you're winning that point 67% of the time. Whereas Real Clear Stats would say maybe just like when you're in a dink rally, you're winning 52% of the time, right? And the more you drill into this stuff, the more questions you have. So it's just such an open-ended opportunity, and I love following along with the stuff that PB Vision is doing as well.
Well, this is the final thing on that. One of the learning more stats will lead to more questions for sure. And I think the one thing that I'm excited about with getting more stats is informing what the most important skills are that you should spend time working on. Because like, I just remember when I was first starting, I just would like work on my serves, returns, thirds, fourths, fifths, and then I would like go work on backhand off the bounce speed ups. But then I would realize like I'm not hitting those more than one time, or I suck at them or whatever. And I'm realizing that I'm losing the matches because I hit short returns and they just banged on me the whole time and I couldn't handle the, you know what I mean? So it's like, that'll just be a really interesting thing, even at the pro level too. Like in basketball, if you look back to the Houston Rockets, I think we're the first team that really dove into analytics in the entire game. There's a great book on this. It's a basketball book. I'm forgetting the name of it, but the guy basically took all the analytics from like the 1970s and he compared them to, I don't know, maybe 2013 or 14. And so when the 3-point line was introduced in basketball, he showed just the way the game slowly changed, and he had shot charts inside of it. And so by 2014 or something, the only shots, primarily 80+%, that were being taken were layups and threes. And so the game changed because they were just like, oh my gosh, well, a 3-pointer is worth 1.5 as much as a 2. And so like if we just shoot more threes and we get layups and we don't shoot this fadeaway 15-footer that's only worth the same as a layup, like we're going to change how we play. And then it started to trickle down, to the lower levels. And now kids are like, okay, we're only going to work on like shooting threes and making layups. And it's just a fully different game because they eventually got deep into the analytics and everything changed. And so like knowing the analytics doesn't change things tomorrow, but like in 5 years it changes things a lot. And I think that's one of the things that the evolution of the game we're talking about. Once we start to really understand the numbers, people will train differently because they'll understand what actually wins and what doesn't. And people want to win. It's more fun when you win, so they're going to do the things that win.
For sure.
Yeah.
No offense to you or me, but like something like Pickleball Vision is going to be the best coach going forward. But they do still need, I think, an actual coach like you and me to interpret the numbers, right?
Yeah.
And understand them, right? Something as simple as, there's so many questions on what the meta is and what like even with something as attacking, like are we attacking too much? Are we
Yeah.
attacking too little
Yeah.
statistically, right? And nobody knows the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Is the game trending faster? Like clearly we are hitting more speed ups, I think, than we have before, but are we correct to do that?
Yeah.
And are there other downstream effects from being aggressive?
And if the paddles, like let's say the paddles change and they go back to being slower, then like how does that
Hmm.
affect the quantity of speed ups being taken right now? Because like obviously it's hard to
Hmm.
counter a speed up that's hit so hard. And like when you're swinging as hard as you possibly can at people's chests, it's like it's not that easy to counter that ball. So
Okay, so Proton pulled a fast one on me. They invited us and a bunch of other creators out to their headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona. I played with the Proton that day. That was maybe like 2 months ago, and I have not stopped playing with it since. So I've obviously tried a ton of paddles. The Proton, to me, it's just different. They say a lot about the durability, the fact that like Andre Deescu was using it for like 3 months in a row, which is unheard of, especially for pros who are changing their paddles like every day. But you just don't have to replace these things. The longevity, the grit, the structure of the paddle, it just holds up. They have crazy pop, insane control. So Proton seems to be one of those brands that came out of nowhere in the past year, and now they're one of the most popular paddles, selling out constantly. I just mentioned that Andre Deescu plays with them, but Caitlin Christian, Donald Young, Travis Rettenmeyer, CJ Klinger, the list goes on. All these pros are dominating the courts with paddles that leverage carbon fiber technology from baseball bats for exceptional sound and spin. Following the quick sellout of their Series 1, Proton Series 2 paddles are now on the scene, claimed to be the softest on the market, providing top-notch control and great feel, winning a lot of medals at PPA events at the 3.0 and 4.0 level. Find Proton paddles exclusively through Pickleball Central. Use our code, THEDINK, to save $25 on your Proton paddle from pickleballcentral.com. That's all caps THEDINK for $25 off. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie,